There's a lot to unpack here about the epic 10-day motorcycle trip my crew and I had planned to explore the East Coast. What you're seeing now is just the beginning, a massive logistical challenge that took careful planning to pull off. So let me set the stage for you. You see, that's my 2014 Street Glide Special, the bike that really kicked off this channel and holds a special place in my heart. Earlier this year, I upgraded to a 24 Street Glide and put my 14 up for sale. Crazy enough, one of the law-abiding biker longtime patron members, Russell Roberts, reached out and wanted to buy it. We quickly struck a deal, and I couldn't have been happier knowing it was headed to a good home in Tennessee with someone who truly appreciates it. But here's the catch. We had to get the bike from Washington State all the way to Tennessee, and that's why we loaded it into Popeye's pickup truck. That, however, was just the start, because Popeye and Lurch also hauled 6 more bikes in Lurch's large cargo trailer. Now, I know some of you are ready to fire off comments about trailering bikes. Let me stop you right there. If you're retired or have endless free time, sure, you can take weeks to ride coast to coast. But for our crew, with full-time jobs, families, and limited vacation days, trailering was the only way to make this trip happen. Adding 4 extra days on each end of the ride to and from Tennessee from Washington State would have turned this into an 18-day ordeal. By trailering, we saved time and made sure we could maximize our East Coast riding. And trust me, once we arrived, we rode. A lot. Anyone who knows us knows we're all about logging miles and embracing the ride. So, to the online tough guys, instead of hiding behind keyboards, get out there, ride your bikes, and support everyone living the biker lifestyle. That's what being a true biker is all about. So Popeye and Lurch set out as team drivers, aiming to make the 3-day, 12-hour-per-day journey to Nashville by Wednesday evening.
Hop in, Bikeaholics. This is going to be an adventure that you're not going to want to miss.
The rest of us planned to fly in on Thursday to meet them and hit the ground running. But, as you might expect, with any big operation, not everything went smoothly. You see, in the chaos of loading up, we forgot to put the bikes in transport mode, meaning their security lights drained the batteries during the trip. By the time Lurch and Popeye arrived late Wednesday, they had noticed the problem. That realization hit the next morning when they had to scramble to jump-start the bikes before we landed. Meanwhile, back in Seattle, Squirt, Cowboy, Mouse, and I met at SeaTac Airport for our Thursday morning flight. As we waited aboard, we got word about the battery fiasco. Let's just say I had plenty of time to come up with a creative name for Lurch and Popeye's impromptu transport service. Cowboy, I have a name for our transport crew. We're going to put a sign on the side of the truck, DOA Transport LLC. While flying to Nashville, I got updates on the bike situation and was relieved to hear that my 2014 had been safely delivered to Russell Roberts in Gallatin, Tennessee. It sounds like unloading there went a lot smoother than when we loaded it up. So we touched down in Nashville around 3:25 p.m. and grabbed an Uber to our Airbnb. Look cozy back there. What a happy crew. Pretty comfortable up here, gents. I got plenty of wiggle room up here. No, guy that orders the Uber, that takes the time to order, always gets the front seat. I must say, it was an amazing sight to arrive and see our bikes lined up, ready for the adventures ahead. And not to get too far ahead, but our first destination to kick off this epic trip, the legendary Tail of the Dragon. Leading up to the trip, we'd heard it was still being repaved, so we weren't sure what to expect. Along the way, though, we stumbled up on an absolute gem of a road. One that might just change your perspective on the Tail of the Dragon entirely. And I'll admit, I'm hesitant to reveal this hidden treasure. Part of me wants to keep the traffic down and preserve its magic. But don't worry, I'll share it with you later in this documentary, and you'll see exactly what I mean.